Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to do our third way of doing the double stitch. We're going to make this washcloth, but we're going to do it as what did they call a full stitch. Okay, because we learned how to do the full stitch too. So we're going to do it as a full stitch, but you have to chain. First of all, I did the first row of the double crochets just like the other two washcloths that we did. Same thing. So for a refresher, you can go back to one of the other washcloths in the last couple of weeks, and I show you in detail on how to do that first row. When you go to the next row, we always have to chain one because you're doing a double stitch. So we're going to wrap our hook, and this time we're not going to go into this first space. We're going into the second space. So we're just going to go into the second space and pull up a loop. And it's the space in between the stitches that we're going into. And then we're going to go through two. Okay, now we're going to wrap our hook, and you're going to go into the next space. So it's the space in between the stitches that we're working in. And then wrap our hook, go into the space, and we're going to go into each space in between the stitches until we get to the end. And then when you get to the end, there's a space, the last space right there. We're going to put it in the last space too. And then we're going to wrap our hook and go through the end stitch like we normally do. And then on our return pass, we're going to go through one and then go through two. So the return pass is exactly the same as the last 2 weeks. I'm going to go through two until we get until we have one loop left on our hook. Now that was row 2. Row 3 will be a little bit different. And before we start row 3, again, we need to chain one first. Now, in row 3, we're going to go into the first stitch, or first space. So we're going to go into the first space and make our stitch. And then we're going to go into every space. Okay, except for when you get to the end this time, you're not going to go through that last space. You're going to leave it go and then go do the end stitch. And then you're going to return pass exactly the same. Now you're going to be repeating rows 2 and 3 until this is long enough, until we get it to the point that you want it. So if this is 7 inches, you'll go until it's 7 inches. If you want it longer than 7 inches, then that's what you'll do. So we'll just repeat rows 2 and 3 until we get it to where we need it, and then we'll be back to do the border. All right, so we're going to do our border, and it's the same border. But what we're going to do is we're going to start. We're going to use a half double crochet to do a full stitch in between, and because I started this last row in the first space, I started this row in the second space. So we're just going to do half double crochets, continuing our full stitch like we normally do. And because I started in the second space, I'm going to go all the way to the last space and put a half double crochet in that last space. And now I'm going to go in the end stitch and put 3 half double crochets in there. And then I'm going to continue around just like we did the other 2 washcloths. Continue around and then do your second row in that third loop of the single crochets in the third loop. So just like we did these 2. And I just wanted to show you what these look like. Even though we did the exact same stitch, but we put them in different places, they all 3 look different. And you could decide which one is your favorite, or you can just, I like them all, so I probably will use them all sometime or other. But I just really love this experiment, and I hope you guys did too. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.